Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making Swedish Meatball Skillet Casserole. Alright, I'm starting out with my large cast iron skillet I've preheated. I'm going to add in some vegetable oil. Just enough to coat the bottom. Now I have some frozen meatballs here. This is going to be an easy version. These are home style flavor. These are from Walmart. This is a 2-pound bag. I'm going to get them in here and I'm going to brown them up. I put these in the microwave for a few minutes to start them thawing for about 5 minutes. You could also let them sit in the fridge overnight. I'm going to do this in 2 batches. I'm going to get these browned up, and then when they're all browned up, I'm going to pull them out and set them aside. Right, now that my meatballs all browned up, and I turn this down on low because cast iron gets hot really fast and holds the heat, I'm going to leave that oil in there. I pulled all my meatballs out. I'm going to add in a half a cup of flour. As you can see how hot that skillet is, and I have my heat down on low. I'm going to allow my flour and oil to cook together for a few minutes to get that flour taste out of there. So we'll let this go for probably about 4 or 5 minutes. Right now that I allow my flour and oil to cook in the skillet over low heat for a few minutes, the flour tastes out of it. I'm going to add in 6 cups of beef broth. And I'm going to stir in a little bit at a time. Right now that I have all of my beef broth in, I'm going to turn up my heat. We're going to bring this to a boil and thicken it. And I'm going to add in the rest of my ingredients. We're making a gravy for over our Swedish meatball casserole. Alright, I'm going to add in a half a cup of heavy cream. And guys, not to worry, this will thicken as it cooks. And I'm just eyeballing my ingredients. I'm going to add in a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add in about 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of white pepper. You should also use black pepper if that's all you have. And I'm going to add in a half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. This will give it that classic Salisbury steak flavor. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil and then reduce my heat and allow it to thicken over medium heat. Alright, I allowed my gravy to simmer for about 15 minutes. See how it thickened up and reduced down. Now I'm going to add some fresh parsley in. It's probably about 3 teaspoons or 3 tablespoons about. You can also use dry parsley. Use what you have. I'm going to stir that in. And I must admit, guys, I add a little bit more salt than about a half a teaspoon. I tasted and add about a half a teaspoon. Alright, now I have some white egg noodles here. I cooked al dente, where they still have a chew to them because this is going to go in the oven. This is a pound. I'm going to add them in. And our noodles are going to drink up a lot of gravy as this goes in the oven bakes. I'm just going to give that a quick stir because we've got to get our meatballs in here. Turn my heat off. We're done with the heat. You just want to spoon your gravy up over the noodles. And if you want to add a little more parsley in, feel free. I probably would have chopped up a little more parsley, but this is fine. I'm going to grab our meatballs. You can see how nice and brown they got. It didn't take long in the cast iron frying pan. Now guys, like any recipe I make, you can scale this back for a smaller family or freeze the leftovers and eat them at another time. It's going to go like wildfire in the house because of my 3 grown-up sons and my wife, and who knows, my niece next door, great niece and nephew, not grandchildren, swing in, they might have some. Okay, now I'm getting my meatballs all soaked in that gravy. I'm going to put this in a 375-degree oven uncovered for 10 minutes. Alright, this just came out of the oven. I actually only left it in there for 5 minutes. Now, if you want to just totally eliminate the oven, you can leave your burner down and simmer and just gently stir the meatballs and heat them through that way. I had a little more dry parsley on top there for pretty. This is ready to go, guys. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. Alright, guys, let me get in here and try this. Start with one of these meatballs. Really good. Those Walmart meatballs, the home style or the Italian, you can't beat them, guys. They're delicious. And that gravy has that classic Swedish meatball flavor with that nutmeg, really makes it. Noodles are tender, but they're not soggy. And guys, I've eaten Swedish meatballs, the frozen packed ones, this and that. And I've always tried to figure out what was that distinct flavor. It's nutmeg. Guys, that's really delicious to see how quick and easy that came together. Alright, there you have it. Swedish Meatball Skillet Casserole. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.